Are you too busy, too stressed out, unhealthy? Then this is the place for you. Welcome to Balanced Living for Busy Professionals, where we help you create wellness and balance with a holistic approach that will work for you, even with the busiest of schedules, so you can live the life you want. And now, here's your host, Diane Randall.
Hello and welcome to Balanced Living for Busy Professionals. Today's episode is all about how to bring motivation and balance into your life. Before we get started on today's topic, I'd like to say thank you to everyone that listens to the Balanced Living for Busy Professionals podcast. I started this podcast back in November of 2015, and I have just been amazed at the number of people who listen. So I just want to take this time to thank you and give a special shout out to Kate and Darlene for their awesome feedback on the show, and to Karen, who reached out just last week to tell me that she listens to the podcast all the time. Thank you guys. I love hearing from you. So please reach out and connect with me either by email at feedback@DianeRandallConsults.com or leave a voicemail or comment right on the Balanced Living for Busy Professionals podcast page at DianeRandallConsults.com. I have a special favor to ask of you. I am creating a passion and career online course, and I want to make sure that I am serving you to the highest ability possible. So if you are someone who is craving more passion in your life and career, and you want to make the second half of your life more meaningful and fulfilling, I need your help by clicking on the Passion and Career Survey link in the show notes of this episode. And I want you to answer one survey question. It's just one simple question. I'd really appreciate your feedback on this. So let's talk about how to bring motivation and balance into your life. At a certain point in life, you might think that you should be slowing down to enjoy your life. And while the image of lounging around all day might be appealing for a day or two while you're on vacation or a little weekend getaway, it probably isn't the reality of how you need to live your life every day. When you get stuck in the trap of thinking about the things you should be doing, you can lose sight of the things that you need to be doing for yourself. Believing in the concept of slowing down almost instantly creates a conflict of how you live your life and how you think you should be living your life. This conflict can paralyze you to the point of procrastination and lack of purpose in life. However, being constantly busy, tired, or burnt out leaves you feeling unmotivated, unfulfilled, and frustrated. Some days it may seem like you'll never find the perfect balance of accomplishment and relaxation, but your life doesn't have to be a frantic struggle between all or nothing. There's a way to create a life that you don't need a vacation from, and I'm going to share with you the secret to bring balance and motivation back in your life in a way that makes your life more energized and more enjoyable. I've talked about the secrets to getting things done on my blog, which gives you a rundown of the skills you need to take care of your responsibilities and not to feel overwhelmed. Developing your skills so you can get things done is an essential part of making life simpler, and it helps you to use your time more efficiently. These skills take time, they take practice, so take it easy on yourself as you break bad habits and learn some new ways of doing things. It takes work, practice, and effort to change your life. However, the benefits are well worth the work you do. You can create a life of intention that is aligned with your passions and your dreams. And the best part of all is you don't have to wait to see the changes. Once you start acting as if and making decisions based on what you really want to create for yourself, you'll have more time, more balance, and motivation in your life. The next thing is be present. When you're overwhelmed and multitasking, it's almost impossible to be present because your mind is constantly thinking about all the things that you need to be doing, should be doing, or want to be doing. Being present means focusing all of your attention on what you are doing moment by moment. And I don't want you to be fooled because our normal life today has a huge distraction factor. So you will need to make a conscious effort to pay attention. However, when you practice being present, you will notice that you not only complete your task faster, but also better with fewer mistakes. You can learn how to be present through meditation. By meditating for just a few minutes every day, you will be able to improve your concentration. By meditating for just 5 minutes every day, you will be able to improve your concentration and clarity. A simple meditation can be done in the morning after you wake up. It can be done at work, in the quiet of an office or a conference room, simply by sitting in a comfortable, quiet spot and focusing on your breath. Just experiencing the physical sensation of your breath. When you notice that you're thinking all kinds of things, such as, why am I sitting here trying to think about my breath? Or why am I sitting here and I have so many things I need to be doing? Simply notice and redirect your attention back to the physical experience of your breath. Don't get frustrated if you find yourself constantly redirecting your attention back to the physical experience of your breath, because that is the point of being present. It's noticing what you're doing moment by moment. Do less, make better choices. You don't actually have to do less in your life in order to have more time, but you do have to choose more wisely about what you do and how you spend your time. When you hear this for the first time, a million excuses will most likely pop into your head as to why you can't do less, which is a clear indication that you need to make better choices. There are plenty of things we feel we don't have a choice about, like jobs, housekeeping, paying bills, etc. Why you don't get to make choices, or you feel these are at the top of the list of choices about these things. Let's think about things you do that you feel you have flexibility around the choices you make. For example, what time do you go to sleep? What time do you wake up? How do you spend time with? Who do you spend time with, and the commitments you make? When you make better choices to stop doing a million things at once, you begin to take care of what's important to you. There are only 24 hours in a day. If you sleep 8 to 9 hours, you're down to 15 to 16 hours a day. Then take out time to work, and you are left with 5 to 7 hours every day. So you can make choices as to how you live your life within that 24 hours a day. When you have balance in your life and you know what you want, you can use your time more effectively. How do you make these better choices? The easiest way to make better choices about how you spend your time is clearly knowing what's important to you, what your priorities are, and what you want to accomplish. Knowing all of these things, however, it's not simple. I get it. It's not simple. But as you are constantly growing and changing, most of the things that you do in your life are probably habits, things you've always been doing. When you think about your time and you make plans to do things, you need to ask yourself, why are you spending your time this way? Or why are you making these plans? What am I getting out of this experience, and how does it add value and meaning to my life? And you're going to need to pay attention to the answer. If you make plans with coworkers to meet after work and you're only going because everyone else is going, chances are pretty good that you don't need to go. If, on the other hand, you want to go because you want to spend your time with your coworkers outside of work in a casual environment and deepen your relationships, then you should go. The more you practice asking yourself why you choose to make commitments, and the more you honestly give yourself the feedback, the easier it will become to know how you want to spend your time. When you're doing things that you want to be doing, you will never feel obligated. You'll feel excited. But first, you have to get over the guilt. You have to get over all the reasons why you can't make certain choices based on other people. And I've said in the past, in other episodes of Balanced Living for Busy Professionals, it takes courage to really let people know what you want and need. Because when you're doing things that you want to be doing, you will never feel obligated. You'll feel excited. Once you're able to differentiate between commitments you want to make and commitments you don't want to make, you'll need to learn to communicate how you'll spend your time to your family and friends. So I want to talk about setting boundaries from a place of power. Even when you know how you want to spend your time, it can be difficult to communicate changing priorities to people who expect things from you or who you think you might be letting down. Understanding your priorities and standing up for them can be very challenging. However, in order to live your life, a truly authentic life, you have to embrace change and your relationships will change. The best way to set boundaries is from a place of power. It takes courage. And when you embrace what you truly want from a place of power, you know you're making decisions and you don't need to make up any excuses or reasons for doing so. Whether you need to back out of a previous commitment that you made or say no to a new commitment, simply be honest. It's okay to tell people that you're overcommitting yourself or that your situation has changed or simply you're not available or you changed your mind. It's all okay. Now what? Once you begin being present, making better choices, and setting boundaries from a place of power, two very wonderful things are going to happen. The first thing you'll notice is that you have brought balance into your life because you stopped doing those things you think you should be doing, and you're now doing things that you need and you want to be doing. You will feel less stress, less frustration, less guilt, less anxiety, and you'll feel calmer, more relaxed, and more in control of your life. When you are being true to yourself and take care of your priorities, you can make decisions based on your goals and what you want to accomplish with your life. With balance comes motivation. It's nearly impossible to be motivated, engaged in a meaningful life when you are scattered in 100 directions. When you stop doing things that don't add value or meaning to your life, you open up space and time to do things that really matter to you. The more you practice being present and paying attention to why you are doing these things, you will find that you have motivation and a higher level of engagement with all the things that you're doing in your life. What is one thing you can do right away to bring motivation and balance into your life based on what you've heard today? I want to hear from you. Tell me what you think about today's episode by leaving me a voicemail or comment on the Balanced Living for Busy Professionals website. Let me know what you found interesting. I want to know what was of value, what you could use right away in your life. So let me know. And don't forget to go right to the show notes and click on the link to take the Passion and Career Survey. I want to thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening to Balanced Living for Busy Professionals. This podcast is sponsored by DianeRandallConsults.com. If you like this show, the best way to support it is by leaving 5-star feedback on iTunes. And please, feel free to email your questions, comments, and suggestions to feedback@DianeRandallConsults.com. Until next week, namaste.